Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. Controversy still rages between politicians and lawyers following the Attorney General of the Federation's directive to the Chief Judge of Bayelsa State to swear in Nyesom Wike as Governor of Rivers State. From the look of things, it seems parties in the state are not on the same page as regards the directive of the Attorney General, Mr. Mohammed Adoke. Our correspondent, Emmanuel Arase, reports.
Justice Peter Gumago taking his oath of office as Chief Judge of Rivers State shortly before he was suspended by the National Judicial Council at Government House in Port Harcourt, the state capital. That was the beginning of the legal tussle in the state as to who should be appointed as CJ between the NJC and the Governor of Rivers State, a situation that has left the courts shut for over a year.
We do know that it does not lie in the mouth of anyone to declare that there is no Chief Judge in Rivers State. There is one in Justice PNC Agumago. Considering, most importantly, that we are in a federation where powers are specified in the Constitution with regard to those that belong to the states, the local government, and federal government. And for the Attorney General of the Federation to simply come up with a situation where he simply, rode roughshod and come up with an appointment of somebody who should do something as significant and fundamental and foundational as swearing in of a governor of a state. Smacks in the face.
And now that vacuum created by the absence of a CJ or the president of the Customary Court of Appeal leaves the question mark as to who will swear in the governor-elect, Nyesom Wike.
The framers of the Constitution never envisaged a vacuum. Amechi's tenure ends automatically. By 29th, he ceases to be the governor of Rivers State. So there has to be a new governor. A governor takes off at that point. And the Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike has been duly elected. Why would you stop his inauguration, his swearing in? So for us, it's a good development. It's in the interest of the state because we want a new River State.
Even lawyers cannot agree on the issues.
The Attorney General do not have the powers to do what he has done under the Constitution. I believe strongly that what he has done is he has interpreted the Constitution, and that is not within his powers.
This is the council chamber of the Rivers State government, pretty much where key policy decisions are made for the smooth running of governance in the state. It is hoped that come the 29th of May, a new government sworn in by law will begin the serious business of governance here for the advancement of Rivers people. Emmanuel Arase, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Paul Ananaba, has advised the Rivers State Governor-elect, Mr. Nyesom Wike, to seek redress in court over the inauguration controversy. Mr. Ananaba said the directive given by the Attorney General of the Federation, the Chief Judge of Bayelsa State, should perform the inauguration ceremony in Rivers State, and it has no constitutional backing.
The issue is, can the Attorney General of the Federation then order that, in this instance, that the Chief Judge of Bayelsa State should go in to Rivers State and do the swearing in? In my view, the Constitution doesn't provide for that. And you could approach the Federal High Court with a simple application for the court to make order. The court could make that order that is being called a directive now. Wike had won an election, though he's being challenged. But he's the governor-elect. He has a locus to bring an application to be sworn in. To remember the still Rivers State Amechi's case. Yes. They have locus. They have interest in that position. It shouldn't come by the kind of controversy that is brewing in now. We should understand that the interpretation of the Constitution is left with the judiciary.
The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Solomon Arase, has ordered commanding officers to beef up security around key installations in their jurisdiction ahead of the May 29 inauguration. A statement issued by the police spokesman, Mr. Emmanuel Ojukwu, specifically ordered zonal AIGs and commissioners of police in states to take steps to protect critical infrastructure like mega filling stations, major hotels, national and state houses of assembly, and the Eagle Square. The police says this has become imperative to ward off possible plans by insurgents to carry out widespread violence and coordinated attacks on those installations and public places ahead of May 29. According to the statement, the insurgents may be planning to undermine the presidential and governorship inauguration and swearing-in ceremonies nationwide. And the Inspector General of Police has also read the Riot Act to all police officers, saying the force will not condone any act of corruption or indiscipline. Addressing officers and men of the force in Abuja, the Inspector General says the force is working towards improving the welfare and working conditions of policemen, and anyone caught sabotaging the efforts of the force will be made to face the full weight of the law. He also advised members of the force attached to politically exposed persons to conduct themselves in a professional manner at all times.
We want to tell you what the strategic vision for this administration is going to look like. First and foremost, we have talked about the issue of corruption. We said we are not going to allow it. We said we are not going to expose you people to those things that will make you people to be corrupt. Because of that, we decided that we're going to cancel all roadblocks across the length and breadth of the country. We have already done that, and I thank you for complying. We have also emplaced patrol vehicles along the 37 states of the Federation, and those officers, we have told them that anytime they are on duty, anytime they are on the highway, we are going to feed them once a day. So if we are going to feed you while you're on duty, there is no cause for you to collect money from any members of the public. Those of you who are in investigation, we are going to train you in alternative dispute resolution. All those of you who get involved in land matters and commercial matters, we have advised that you should desist from them. The police does not grant the right of land to anybody. You can only advise them that they should take their matters to court whenever they come before you.
The acting chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Uche Secondus, has ruled out the possibility of the remaining members of the PDP National Working Committee resigning from their positions. The PDP National Chairman, Adamu Muazu, and the Chairman of the party's Board of Trustees, Chief Tony Aneni, resigned their positions on Wednesday. Speaking with State House correspondents after meeting with President Goodluck Jonathan at the presidential villa, Mr. Secondus said there is no reason for any of the remaining NWC members to resign, as they all have their tenures still running. He also explained that Mr. Muazu was not forced to resign from his position.
We are sitting back to reorganize and then reinvent our party, and to assure our teaming supporters and our loyal party members that the party is intact without any problem. But you know that it's not right and it's not constitutional. Again, the chairman did that voluntarily, and the BOT also did that voluntarily. The others have tenure, all of us. At the end of our tenure, if we are re-elected, fine. If not, that is the right thing to do.
And discussions at the All Progressive Congress organized a policy dialogue on the implementation of the Agenda for Change, focused on how best to tackle the hydra-headed monster of corruption in the country. Experts at the event suggest the strengthening of the country's criminal justice system, appointment of people of integrity to head the anti-graft agencies, and whistleblowing are some of the measures to fight corruption.
It's day 2 of the All Progressive People's Congress Policy Dialogue. Again, Nigerians from various walks of life converged on this hall to set an agenda for the incoming administration on corruption. Although it's no news that the cost of corruption in Nigeria has led to underdevelopment, poor social infrastructure, and weak systems, these Nigerians believe that what will be news in the days to come is when Nigerians report those involved in questionable financial dealings to anti-graft agencies for prosecution.
This is the only country where people, public servants, they've never done anything else in their lives. And they will hold parties, and even the Queen of England will weep. Now, and nobody would ask, where did this money come from? How did you make so much money? You've never set up a business. You have no factory. You have always worked in the public sector all your life. All of your salary can be determined from here to there, and you did not inherit a legacy. So how did it happen?
That done, there were also other suggestions on how to strengthen the existing criminal justice system. This, according to them, should be backed by independence of the anti-graft agencies.
Fixing the administration of justice system is going to be job number 1 to be started from the very beginning, because that is part of what incentivizes the wrong behaviors. Being able to forfeit the proceeds of corruption, so those who engage in it cannot get away with it because they continue to live with the proceeds.
In the past 7 or 8 years since EFCC started, we've been hearing about governors who have been in the court for the past 8 years. No conviction, nothing, no assets recovered, and we are still back to square one. So something has to change, and in my mind, what needs to change is the leadership. The second thing that needs to change is the staffing. Who are we hiring to work in those places?
From the discussions here, it appears the first step the incoming administration of the All Progressive People's Congress will have to take is to tackle corruption, as over $12.8 billion annually is said to be the amount of capital flight from Nigeria to other parts of the world. The consensus here is that prevention, detection, and prosecution of corrupt persons remain the key to ending this trend.
When the news at 10 returns, our big story takes a look at the spate of impeachments in the country. Please join us again.